Let's talk about asking for help while raising kids. I just woke up from a nap. If you're new here, I'm Sharon. I have 2 kids, and my husband and I are lucky enough that we both get to work from home and trade off when we watch the kids and when we work. The downside is that we have to work at night a lot, and we're very tired. Not to say that other parents who don't do that aren't tired. Obviously, everybody who has young children are very tired, but there are just days that I am so tired. Like right now, I just took a nap and I just woke up. We have days that we call work days, and on those days we are either watching both kids or the toddler is with grandparents. They can graciously watch the toddler once a week as well. So we have a little bit of help, but basically both kids are home full time, and yeah, it's a lot. It's tiring. I'm really lucky and thankful that we get to do that and keep the kids at home and that they get to sleep in their own cribs during naps and get a snack when they want, like that we can comfort them when they fall and they're crying, and that mom or dad or both are always here. Like, I do think that's such a gift, and I don't take that for granted. I know that's definitely not everybody's reality, and I really don't take that for granted. I think something that I've been realizing and thinking about is taking care of young children really comes at a price to your own identity and being. I don't think I've ever lost myself as a person. Like, being a mom is definitely a huge part of my identity. Being a wife is a huge part of my identity, and work is a big part of my identity, and being a friend and a daughter and all these things. But just being Sharon, just being myself, those things kind of have to be put on hold sometimes. And I don't even really know what that means necessarily, but a huge part of it is doing things that I want to do just for fun. Or my spiritual life, that's a big one, like reading my Bible or journaling or praying for extended amounts of time, or honestly not even extended amounts of time, even just a little bit of time. It's such a struggle to find time to do that because there are just so many other things that feel more urgent. I'm sure it's really chipping away at things within my soul that I'm not even really noticing, or maybe I am noticing. Yeah, when someone's relying on you so much, and it's not even just the children, when my husband needs me or when my friends need me, those things just feel like a bigger priority. And this is not to say that I don't do a good job taking care of myself or things like that, but it is hard for me to ask for what I need and to prioritize the things that I need when someone else needs me too. I'm learning how to be better about this. Obviously, I'm basically talking about boundaries, but I think it's also more than that. It's also more like asking for what you need. Yesterday, I was so tired. I decided to take both kids in the morning to a play date, which I actually didn't have to do because yesterday was a day that my parents could have watched the toddler, and I forgot. And so when I told my friend that I would come over and I realized that I could have just left the toddler with my parents and stayed home with the baby and gotten a lot of things done while the baby was napping and take a nap myself. Avid napper here. I cannot get through the day without a nap. Most days. I would say 5 out of 7 days I take a nap to some degree. I need it. I just really need it. I think I end up getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. Maybe probably more 6, but that's just not enough for me. And so I need a nap during the day. So anyway, I gave that up yesterday. I decided, you know what, the play date sounds really fun for the toddler. I think he'll have a good time. And I want to give my parents a break. So I'm going to take him. So I took both kids, came home exhausted. It was fun. It was a good time. And it was exactly what I thought it would be, but I was exhausted and things got messed up. I didn't get my nap. By the end of the day, when my husband got off work, I just really needed a nap. I was withering. I was dying. So yeah, that is a situation where I think in the past I would have just grit through the day and made it to bedtime, and he was going out for dinner, and our toddler has also been kind of pushing back bedtime, and so basically I would have had to be awake till 9 and not have my alone time until 9. And I could have done it, obviously, you do what you gotta do, but I was so tired. And I asked him, can I take a nap for 30 minutes? Can you watch both kids for 30 minutes so I can take a nap? And he said, of course, and actually, I'll just take them out for longer, so just sleep for longer. And I ended up sleeping for over an hour, and then I had extra time to do extra things. And by the time they got home, I was refreshed, and I felt so much better, and I felt like I could do another leg of the day. If Daniel left for some reason for 5 hours, at this time, it's already 5:30 or whatever, but if for some reason I had to watch both kids for another 5 hours, I could have done it. I just felt so much better. And I think this is something that I've really worked on, and we've worked on, because in the past, I would have just grit through and I would have just made it and been like, hey, it was my decision to take them to the play date. I could have taken a nap this morning if I had just decided to leave the toddler with my parents like the original plan. Yeah, I'm a mom, I gotta do what I gotta do, and so don't take a nap. That's not something that you deserve? Question mark. For those of you who don't have a supportive partner who takes half the load or covers you when you need that, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine how hard that would be. I really encourage you to find community if you don't have one already. Like, raising kids is not for someone to do alone. I just don't think it's even possible to do it alone. You know, obviously people say it takes a village. It like literally takes even at least one person, like a neighbor. Like, it doesn't even have to be a whole village, or maybe it does, I don't know, but it's just, you can't do it alone. And so if you don't have somebody, like if you just moved somewhere or you don't have family nearby, or you don't talk to your family, or your partner is just not in the picture, or they're just not present, or whatever it might be, I don't know, find another mom, find another dad, find a friend. I think people are willing if you just ask. And you got to put yourself out there to ask. And I know that can be uncomfortable, but you need it. Like, you cannot do it alone. And for those of you who do have somebody to ask, I encourage you to ask. I really struggle with that. Like, I think the big thing for me is I take such strong ownership over my kids. Like, I know they are my responsibility. And I feel that way even like with my husband. Like, obviously they are also his responsibility, but especially when it's on my time and it's my responsibility to watch them during that time, or just in general, like I'm their mom and they need me. I have such a hard time asking somebody to step in so that I can go take a break or I can go do what I need to do. Yesterday was an example where I just did not set myself up for success because I didn't take a shower, I didn't eat, I didn't nap until later. When I asked for that nap, I ended up eating something, obviously, and then I somehow squeezed in a shower. And after all of those things, I just felt so much better. Like, when did we get to a place where taking a shower makes us feel guilty, you know? Like, obviously it's not a luxury that we have like as much as we did before we had kids, but it is still something that we need. And I think it's okay to ask for that. Like, hey, can you give me 15 minutes so I can go take a shower? I'm preaching to myself. Like, it's not something that's easy for me to do either. And so I don't know where that comes from. I'm sure a lot of people can relate, but I'm working on it. And I think it's just gotten so much better once I can ask for those things. And I think asking for those things is a really good part of parenting because it's really good modeling for the kids to ask for what you need. And to say, no, thank you, I need to go do this instead, or help me, you know, like I'm struggling and it's okay that I'm struggling. Like, it's okay that I just need a moment to whatever. I think when kids see that, that's really healthy so that they don't turn into people pleasers or they don't turn into workaholics or guilt-ridden individuals in our society that do things not out of not wanting to get in trouble or not wanting to be perceived a certain way or something like that, but really like, yes. Oh, thank you. It's my work day, obviously. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Guilt-ridden individuals? Yeah. I don't know. I just don't want my kids to do things out of pressures in some way. Oh, I think I was talking about like being perceived a certain way. I think I take pride in being able to do everything. Like when people are like, oh, Sharon, you are able to do so much and take so much on and how do you handle all that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. But did I just like that compliment? And if so, like, why did I like that? I don't think that should be the compliment I am aiming for. Was that even a compliment? I mean, it probably was, but you know what I mean? Anyways, even when the kids are crying and, you know, Daniel's saying, just go, like, it's your time, like, I got this, or maybe he doesn't seem like he got it. Like, maybe he looks tired, and we have this thing called no attitudes in our house, which I can talk about in a different video, but when it seems like he's not in his best form, it's very tempting to stay and to say, I can help. You know, what do you need? And I'm talking to Daniel here. Essentially, let me give up my time to help you with the kids when I shouldn't have to do that and I don't need to do that. And he would not expect me to do that. But there is an innate pull towards like being everybody's rescuer or I don't know, whatever. It's not sustainable. So yeah, I need to take some things back for myself. There's a balance between like, is this a season? Like, it's not realistic for me to like go do a long lunch for myself every day or take like a 40-minute bath while watching my favorite show. You know, like that's just not realistic. Even QT wise, like spiritually, it's not realistic for me to get up at 6 a.m. and do an hour-long QT and spend 30 minutes praying while journaling. Like that picture has just been gone from my mind for so many years. And I will not attribute that just to kids. Like, I struggle to wake up in the morning. Like, I would love to be able to do that. But even if I could, I just cannot. Like, I'm very limited these days. And I think that's okay. But I also think it's important to feed our souls and to be there for ourselves. And maybe I need to ask Daniel, hey, can I take 20 minutes to go do my QT today? I'm sure he would be okay with that. In fact, I think he would be super happy about that. But I don't know, like when it feels more important to play with the kids or make food for them, or I don't know, if the toddler is like asking me to read him something, for sure I'm not going to do that. I'm very possessive of my work days. Like those days feel very precious to me to get things done and work. And even on those days, it's hard to carve out time to do something just for myself. Like if it's not related to this channel, which I've committed to making a video a week, like this video, I'm literally recording it right before it needs to go up. I just didn't even have time to like record this until now. Or if it's work related, like I obviously have to get stuff done for work, or I don't know, maybe I have to catch up on texts or emails. Like those things all have to get done in my mind. And the things that don't have to get done are organizing my room. Like it's still a mess. You can't really see it here, but it's a mess and it's driving me crazy, but I don't have time for that. Or yeah, like reading my Bible or just sitting and like reflecting, and I don't know, like those are the things that just get pushed aside. I think this video turned into talking about that stuff versus just like asking for help, but it's all related. Ask for what you need if you're a mom and you need a break and you need to go grocery shopping by yourself for an hour, but you feel guilty leaving your kid with somebody else for an hour because they cry a lot, or maybe they're going to be a little bit uncomfy. So you feel bad for the kid and you feel bad for the person you're asking. I don't know. I encourage you to practice being okay with that for, short amounts of time. Obviously, I'm not saying like be okay with your kid being uncomfortable, and obviously don't ask anybody, like do not ask anybody, like ask somebody that you trust. If the reason is that you just cannot get over the guilt, then maybe you should look into that and work on that, I'm working on that too. Yeah, let me know what you think. And if you can relate, obviously it doesn't have to just be relevant to people with kids. Like we have guilt all around us in any type of role or relationship or capacity that we have related to other people, like as a friend or as a spouse. Like there are things that we do out of guilt all the time, and I don't think that's right either. Yeah, I think we should work on that. And I think we should ask for help more. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.